without further ado, in the bottom left-hand corner in the blue, playing as the Terran pieces, give it up from Team Liquid, it is CLEM. And in the top right in the red is the Terran player known as TY. Alrighty, so map number 1 here on Oxide, and I'm interested to see what ends up happening. Now, Terran versus Terran is an interesting matchup. It used to be that there was kind of like one solid build that you would have to go. You had to open up Cyclones, you had to open up like a certain way if you wanted to survive. But lately we've really seen a shift in the meta where you can actually do multiple things. And here already we see TY going into a double barracks opening. CLEM hasn't scouted yet. He's just now sending across an SCV and will not scout this in time. So we'll allow him to be kind of in a precarious position, right? I think that's my word of the day, is precarious. But he's not going to scout this out, and it is going to be a single gas, so we'll allow for a Reaper, potentially a second Reaper as well, as he takes the second gas, but I don't think it's going to be out in time. There's already a Reaper coming out for CLEM as well, so overall not going to be that bad. Thank you for the follow, Angel of Mercy. CLEM does come in and sees, hey, there's no barracks here, there's something fishy going on, and immediately throws down a bunker on both sides. Very, very good. Now, the first Reaper is going to be popping out. We see TY coming out with the SCV as well, and will eventually come up top. Now, the Marine for CLEM will be out shortly, but trying to make sure that these do not finish up. It looks like he will end up losing. The first Reaper, not good for TY. The second Reaper will come in here, trying to get on top of this Reaper before it actually dies, but the healing process will begin, and we will see the Reaper of TY eventually kind of have to fizzle out. Now, he has been able to kill off a couple of SCVs, while double Reapers moving out, and he's going to continue to build more and more of these behind it. He's going to add on a factory, so we'll eventually start getting into the medevacs, start getting into tanks and stuff like that. But for right now, really just wants to continue to push in the front. Now, with the bunkers being here, not going to get as much damage as he would like, and with CLEM going into that the Hellion play, just essentially kind of shuts this down for the most part. Especially with the bunkers being added on. CLEM will go ahead and take a natural as TY builds his down on the low ground. Should be more than okay. So, barracks coming out for TY. Looking to get some kind of block going on CLEM, but there's enough here for CLEM now that he should be set, right? He doesn't really have to worry too much. Just trying to micro around as best as he can at this point. There we go. Finally, going to be going into the tech lab for the factory. Starport is going to go into a tech lab as well. So do we actually see him go into maybe like a Banshee play or something behind this? Given that, there's not a whole lot of anti-air, right? It's mainly just those Reapers. Now, there is a Cyclone on the way for both players, and still TY putting on this pressure. The Marine's not going to be able to regenerate like these Reapers can, but I think CLEM just has enough to be able to kind of push this back. He is trying to damage as much as possible, but this does eventually get cleaned up here, and a lot of it's a delay, right? He just wants to make sure that he can get his stuff home, make sure that he can get something up before any kind of counterattack may pursue. But CLEM pulling out ahead here pretty well, even losing a barracks. TY just not having the best start. giving it all. Now third base is on the way for TY behind all of this. Does look like CLEM is going to be going into Banshee. He's got the tanks coming through and will finally throw down his own third CC, but I don't know. Starport's going to be here, so there's going to be detection. Even though, you know, CLEM is not going into cloak, so it's just going to be a regular Banshee, which, you know, might be able to get a couple of kills. We'll see. Alrighty. Double Cyclone coming out for TY. Just going to be returning back home. Realizes there's not a whole lot he can do here. And actually starting to lose a couple SCVs. Banshee getting a lot of damage done. The Cyclones are finally coming in, though. We'll be able to at least shut this down. And there we go. Additional barracks coming down. A scan for some reason. A little bit of a misclick there from TY, unfortunately. I think maybe he thought it was invisible. But he had a Raven, so it's like, whatever. Yeah, it just ended. But yeah, it's going to be on our YouTube. TY coming in with the Raven now, looking to potentially get maybe some kills. He's got the energy for a turret if he wants to, as well as he does have the he has the energy for whatever he really wants to. He can lock anything down if he needs to. But CLEM just has so much stuff right now. He is able to actually get the Raven there. A big pick-off. Another Raven has spawned out, though, for TY, but CLEM is just starting to push across the map. He has such a big force, and for not having that additional Raven will kind of hurt TY here. He has to be in a very good position. Make sure he can shut down these Ravens, but also be able to shut down the tanks, right? So Stim and +1 are on the way. There we go. There we go. Tank's going to siege up onto the low ground for CLEM. TY coming in from behind to try to essentially trap this in, right? TY does have enough health to essentially, I think, shut down 2 of those. But he's going to use turrets instead. Tanks moving forward. One tank does fall, as the other tank's just barely out of range to be able to get these. And now TY does not have enough energy, but Raven from CLEM still has enough to shut some of this down. He's going to go into the main base and is looking to continue to put on this pressure once again. More Marines coming out from TY as we see him just kind of eventually moving down. Okay, CLEM gets a scout off, sees that the army is moving down. Actually, another drop coming as well. There are tanks and Marines here, though. They're not sieged up until just now. The Cyclone's trying to get on top of it. And now we're kind of in this, like, base trade scenario, right? I guess it's not too bad because it is going to eventually just shut down this third base, if anything. But there's already so many tanks here for CLEM. There we go. Raven does come down. Going to throw down a turret just to try to set up the tanks, but I think a little overextension from TY. CLEM going to end up overwhelming this, or at least have a defense. He does have a couple of Marines going to try to come down, and the medevacs are going to try to unload. Now, CLEM is going to be starting to move up, right? There's not a whole lot here for TY. There's a tank, but he has a Raven to shut that down. He's got to be careful, though, because that Viking. Oh, but he's able to get it. Going to be able to move into position now. CLEM looking very much on the fire. TY continuing to try to pressure into this third base, but now CLEM going into the natural. Oh, he's got to be careful of that siege tank could kill his hopes and dreams. But TY really can't do much past this right now, right? He doesn't have any Vikings. The tank's going to get in perfect position here. But somehow TY able to maneuver out of this. Marines coming forward, want to try to get on top of these tanks before they siege up. Does get one of them. The second tank is damaged. Still attacking into the main base, but with that Liberator there, actually is going to be able to kind of reset this and push CLEM back. Somehow TY still holding on. He does throw down a couple of turrets, or excuse me, a sensor tower, just to kind of see where the army is coming from, as another command center does come down for CLEM. TY, though, getting that Marine count up. He's finally getting a good tank count. We look at the tank count, they are dead even right now between both of the players. +2 on the way for TY. Armory is just about halfway done for CLEM, so he is going to be behind in upgrades for quite a while. That could be TY's chance here to even things up. So there we go. CLEM just trying to get in a good position right now with the Reaper. Just trying to see where everything is at, see where their army is. We'll be able to delay the third base here from, or excuse me, fourth base for just a little bit as he takes a fourth base. Fourth base is done though for CLEM, as he is going to start moving out, moving it over anyways. And there we go. Instant scan goes off, sees TY coming across the map. Going to try to get into position. Tank's going to be sieging up. TY getting in a really good position though. This choke is just so crucial in a lot of these fights. But oh, the Marines here going to be falling very quickly. Vikings going to get in a position to try to get on top of this, but now TY backing up once again. And there we go. TY and CLEM just trying to get in a good position, all it is. And now a little bit of a counterattack. There is a planetary fortress coming up here, but he might be able to get on top of it before the damage is done. But CLEM coming in with all of his tanks, sieging up onto the low ground, the high ground tanks of TY already there. But it looks like CLEM will be able to at least push this back and hold this off for the time being. TY going to return home, but he does have that fourth base finally finished up. And now planetary fortress going to be finished. And both players, man, just really back and forth, trying to find that good position. But on a map like Oxide, it's so hard. There's so many like ups and downs. Just trying to find a good position and a good choke is just insane. +2 finally done for TY. We do have +2 almost done now as well for CLEM, but TY does have a little bit of an advantage for the time being, but will it matter that much? There we go. Nice little drop coming down here to the third base. There's already some Marines in position. There is a tank, but it's not sieged up, so we might be able to get on top of it. It does finally get tanked, sieged up, so we will actually push TY back across the map. Going to go straight into the main base, but at the same time, TY going to have to defend that fourth base. The Marines coming in here. There is a tank going to siege up once again. He is going to get back on and start elevating back and forth. Scans going out on both sides. Liberators will be able to push the tanks back for the time being. Stemming forward with those Marines. TY overextending just a little bit as he pulls the trigger. The GG's. And CLEM takes game number 1. So there we go. GG's. So TY taking into 1-0. We will go ahead and jump into the next one here. Log back in. There we go. Both players looking really strong. And the crazy thing too is like I don't know. This is the semifinals. So one of them did, yeah. But I don't know. There we go. All right, so game number 2 is going to be coming down. Yeah, so I mean, one of them wins. So I guess I. Oh well, I don't know. Oh no, never mind. This isn't Katowice. Sorry. I think CLEM did, yeah. But I haven't seen a lot of Katowice yet. I've seen parts of it. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the next game. And here in Death Aura. This is a best of 5. Switch those around, and boom. In the top left, in the blue, it's the Terran player known as CLEM. And in the bottom right, in the red, it is TY. Yeah. I got mixed up. I thought I keep getting this mixed up with Katowice. But no, this is from the Wardies Invitational or something like that. Wardy 2021. So Barrack's going to be coming down on both sides this time. No proxies coming out from TY. There we go. Game 1, very interesting, right? So it was a lot of back and forth. There was times where TY looked like he had a good position, but in TVT it's so tough, especially on a map like Oxide, where again there's a lot of these tough choke points, a lot of ups and downs. If you're not in the right position, even though you were ahead, you take that bad positioning, you could find yourself in the death zone. And unfortunately, you know, TY was doing a good job defending. I think he pulled the trigger a little early, though, especially with all of those tanks sieged up. I think he was trying to pounce on it, but just did not have enough. So CLEM able to take the victory. Now CLEM is going to be going into an expansion behind this. Looks like TY will be doing that as well as they get those Reapers up. Both players see this, so nothing too cheeky, nothing too crazy for the moment. There we go. There we go. Looks like they had a pause. All good. Factory win coming down for TY, and same from CLEM. So both players doing the same exact build here for the time being. CLEM will get his second gas a little bit quicker, and we will see the reactor at least a little bit quicker from TY. So do we see TY go into Hellions? I don't think so. Maybe. This is pretty close to the barracks. Definitely could go into some Hellions, or even go into like double Reaper or something. It's going to be one Hellion. And there is the starport behind this. So, yeah, I don't see him doing mass Hellions or anything anytime soon, or any kind of mech, really. TY can throw it in, but I think in TVT, mech becomes a little bit interesting. Tech lab for the factory does come down, and we do see both players just kind of clearing rocks, making sure that, you know, no misclicks can happen, and all that. So again, very similar builds from both players. I mean, CLEM is taking an additional gas pretty quickly, so his gas count's going to be higher. If he wants to go into Ravens like we saw in the last game, he will be able to do that a little bit better than you know, TY. We'll see. There's the third base coming down for TY, while CLEM is still kind of going into the Marines and stuff. I think eventually he will take a third base from this push. Or I guess it's more of a poke than anything. You really can't do much with it, but here we go. Pretty big force coming across now for CLEM with those tanks, the Marines, and everything. Yeah, definitely. I think CLEM is doing exceptionally well. I know he's kind of, they call him one of the up and comers, or like the new class of pros, and he's really been showing his strength and especially in TVT. He's got some really good decision making. I think he's very strong overall. We do see TY with the Raven. Going to be able to kind of shut some of this back. The tank's going to re-siege here. And we'll give TY some extra breathing room. But this pressure is very aggressive for CLEM. Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, he has those great skills. He really shows some varied builds as well, and that's one of the things I appreciated about it, like a good player, is they're able to do these like multiple builds. You could go through a whole series and see a different build every time. It's really great to see. But both players are kind of sitting back for the time being. CLEM obviously not wanting to overextend. We'll go ahead and just go back home. Third CC is finally coming out for CLEM, while TY's is already done. He floats it down and has stim and +1 on the way. So yeah, not too bad. And overall, like, neither player has really lost that much. I mean, for TY, he's lost a Reaper, and for CLEM, he's only lost a couple of like Marines, basically. So yeah, not too bad. Third base going to get harassed as a couple of Cyclones do come out for CLEM. A little bit of an attack going across the map, though. Some Marines going to be able to push this back. With stim being done, oh, this could be very deadly. TY going into the main base. The Raven to help out with this as well. Be able to shut down any tanks that may be prowling, as the tanks here for TY do siege up. Going to be able to hit the natural and the third base and the main at the same time. There is a tank in the background, which will be able to get shut down if needed. There we go. Completely shutting it down, but still some pressure being had onto the third base. Does eventually get pushed back here. But a huge... Oh, the Raven going in, killing off 12 SEVs. Here comes CLEM, though, trying to drop on top of the tanks, trying to drop on top of the units here for TY. But the stim coming out. GG. And we will see TY evening things up. GG's. All right. Game number 3 will be coming down here in just a second. But both players playing very well. TY doing a very aggressive kind of push into the main with those tanks, with the Marines, and that Raven to be able to shut things down if needed. I'm interested in game number 3. Do we continue to see stuff like that? Do we see them kind of calm things down and play, you know? Oh, we'll see. CLEM going to take into Light Shade. I guess you gotta be thinking, you know, overall, I think CLEM did a good job with the harass, but just did not get the damage done. Fortunately, he lost too much across the map, and it kind of cost him, I think, in certain aspects. But let's go ahead and jump into game number 3 here on Light Shade. Boom. There we go. Without further ado, in the top left, in the blue, it is CLEM. And in the bottom right, in the red, it is TY. So, game number 2. Both players were doing very similar builds, right? We see them going for, you know, essentially the main composition, right? You got your Marines, you got your tanks, you got your, you know, Ravens, and we saw TY not get aggressive per se. I mean, he did end up pushing, but it was only after defending that initial push from CLEM. CLEM was looking to get in on top of the natural and just kind of force TY in an awkward position. He wasn't able to get the damage done, though. It allowed TY to continue to expand. TY had that third base opportunity, and even though CLEM did go for, you know, a couple of Cyclones, he went for this kind of like tech heavy, you know, kind of army. Ends up losing it across the map. There's not a lot to defend at home, and in the early game, you need those units to defend. So Unlike the late game where you can afford to throw a couple units over here, throw a couple units over here. Oh, I lost that. Oh, well, it's okay. I've got enough to defend. In early game TVT, it seems like a lot of times you need the extra defense until you build up a good force. So CLEM not able to get that much done. He had a good tank kind of situation, but with the Raven coming in, it messes things up, and so was not good, and unfortunately CLEM not able to secure the win. So game number 3, both players again doing kind of similar builds. We do see the CCs coming down on both sides. This time CLEM doing a bunker, as he is going into just Marines. He's going into a factory behind it as well, taking that second gas. It's going to be a Reaper opening for TY. So already a little bit of a difference. Oh, okay, so he's got two Reapers and a Hellion. Very nice. All right. Starport going to be coming down now for CLEM, and it's interesting that, you know, TY's Starport will be finished up. Will he go into the Tech Lab scenario? Will we go ahead and see him just do like a medevac? Yeah, it looks like he's going to just go into the Tech Lab, be able to get those Ravens up and going. And really in TVT, those Ravens are so crucial. So it is going to be a Banshee though. Nice. Cyclone Hellion Banshee. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, it really did. You know, sometimes we do see longer TVTs, but that's the thing too. And TVT, like, one fight could just end the whole thing very quickly. Ooh. Sitting here thinking that'd be a really good like battle mech army, just like Banshee, Hellion, Cyclone. Be super gas heavy, but Cyclone gonna lock on to the Hellion, and will allow at least TY to push forward. Now there is a bunker, so maybe he knocks it down here with the Cyclone, but that's gonna be about it. And here comes the Banshee, going to look to go into the natural, potentially get some double harassment going on. Able to heal through it though, and the Cyclone going to be going down, but this actually pushes all of CLEM's army out at the same time. We see that huge beefiness of the Banshee, able to get a few kills there, going to go into the main. Now there's only a couple of Marines here, and a Banshee does phenomenal against that Raven. Going to be using up its energy for a turret, so it won't have the energy for a disable. It's very interesting to know. Third base going to be coming over here for TY, and it does look like CLEM wants to push across now. He does have double Ravens, 7 SEVs though altogether being killed off from CLEM. But this attack looks pretty scary. It is going to be scouted, however, from TY, as it does look like Raven wants to get on top of this army, potentially. The tanks, Marines, going to be pushing across, and he needs to get himself in a good position if he does want to continue into this. But right now, both players just trying to find that perfect spot. Tank's going to get sieged up behind the grass here for CLEM, and looks like TY might just give him a little breathing room. Second Raven does come out for TY, and now things are a little bit more even up. Both players do have disables if needed. And with TY having that third base, definitely has the potential to start booming in his economy and just start out-producing TY. Or excuse me, CLEM. Another scan does come down, as it looks like CLEM wants to push into this. He's being very aggressive about this, actually. But it's warranted, right? We've got the Vikings out. We've got the Cyclone and the Marines to be able to push that back. Says, you know what? You cannot be doing that, so... There we go. Third base going to be coming down for CLEM. Behind this tech lab and the stim for both sides. And with the tanks kind of being re-sieged. Oh, that's actually really smart. Holy cow, CLEM. Okay, so what's CLEM do there? He uses these Vikings as essentially essentially as a tank spotter, right? He lands him, says, okay, is this safe for my tanks to, I know. He's like, can I land these Vikings? Can I move my tanks here? Is this a good position? And I love it. He's kind of where exactly he needs to. Going to move up with his tanks. Ravens do have about full energy. But at this point, we don't see TY really making SCVs, right? He's mainly just making Marines. He's making tanks. And we've seen CLEM just skyrocket. He even has that third base up and running pretty heavily, in fact. So he's in a very dominant position. Another scan goes out. And third base going to be trying to reposition up here. But CLEM already has the Marine. Going to deny it once again. And oh my. Okay, he just has one tank down here. But it looks like CLEM wants to attack into this. We do have a Raven. Going to be able to kill off a couple of SCVs in the natural. Doesn't have enough. Or does have enough, but he doesn't actually do anything in the main. Goes to the third base instead. Kills off a couple of more. And here we go once again. TY going to lose that third base. And we see CLEM slowly starting to push into the natural. He doesn't see the army moving across the map. But it definitely looks like TY wants to push the aggression. Okay, he does see it now. He's going to return home with the units that he has. CLEM going to have to find a way to siege into this and try to stop this 4-7 army. Scans going down on both sides, but no. CLEM decides to go for the push, goes for the attack. Ravens going down, turrets going down everywhere. Does pick up the third base once again, and now TY scurrying back home or just trying to decide where he wants to go. A lot of decision making going on right now. How do I want to attack into this? What do I need to do? But already 3 tanks in position. SCVs are down, and he could potentially throw the tanks down here and shoot up top, but he's going to just slowly start pushing into this. At the same time, though, CLEM pushing into the base of TY. TY does not have any tanks across the map. He just now made one, and it is now dead. Vikings going to land, as on the other side, the SCVs, the Marines, holding on to this. CLEM trying to pull the SCVs, but 28 have fallen. The tanks slowly starting to go down as well. The Ravens throwing down their turrets, so no more energy. And now getting on top of the tanks. A lot of SCVs getting pulled, but not going to be enough. The tanks unsieging. GG. And we see CLEM taking game number 3. Making it 2-1. Putting himself onto a... here we go. Putting himself onto a very interesting position, right? He's at 2-1. Was able to get the damage done across, but unfortunately CLEM just did not have enough. And that pull, though, from TY was just amazing. I think if that would have failed, definitely CLEM could have taken that there. So either way, but here we go. Game number 3. And I think for a second I was like, didn't we just see this one? No, we did not. Jump that. Boom, boom. Oh, yeah. We're professionals here. And in the bottom left, in the blue, it is CLEM. In the top right, we see the red Terran. It is a TY. Alrighty. So far, some crazy maps. Haven't lasted the longest. They have been kind of quicker maps, but overall... it is a tense situation. Barracks going to be happening here for TY. Actually really interesting, right? So, TY making his barracks up at the top. Now, if you're CLEM and you just come in like right here, be like, hey, you're proxying. And the fact that TY has proxied already is very interesting. But I don't think that it's going to be enough to think, oh man, he's proxying me hardcore. So we will see. CC does come down. Or is down. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, guys. Cancel me. No. Clem going to send across his SEV and just again wants to scout. Yeah, I mean, he's going to find it. He has to. It's just right there. Factory going to be coming out now for TY, and that will allow him to get out Hellions a little bit quicker. Yeah. Cancel culture. Hey, there's cancel culture in StarCraft. I mean, you just click a building and exit on it and cancel it. But no, Reaper going to be coming out. We do see the factories being built on both sides. Actually, we see Clem going into an expansion pretty early here. TY has yet to go into an expansion. He is going to finally do that. Yeah, accidental escape. So yeah, I mean, nothing too crazy. Both players are doing, I mean, similar builds here, but I guess presented a little bit differently. Especially in how their sim cities are. We do see actually just the tech lab coming down onto the factory first, and then actually a tech lab onto the barracks. So will we get into something crazy here? Starport is here now for Clem. Is he going to go into Banshees again? Is he going into this like Cyclone Banshee style play? Or does he just go into a Raven? Like just kind of skip some of the extra stuff, get his Ravens out? It's going to be double Hellions coming out. What? What? Oh, and a medevac. Oh, we're going to have a Hellion drop, folks. There is a Cyclone, though, so... Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think TY is going to be going into more higher tech, per se. I mean, he's got the Cyclone. He's going Banshee. He is just trying to get the tech advantage, while Clem is going for more of an economic advantage. This is really interesting, though. Going into the Hellion drop, I think, especially on a map like this. What? No, he's not going Hellion? He's going... What? I'm confused. There's double Cyclone and Banshee, though. He doesn't have anything here that can shoot up. Oh, man. Okay, he does have a Cyclone on the way. Marines coming in here. TY going in with the... Oh, does he see... What are we seeing here from Clem? Alright, he's going to come up to the main ramp. There's nothing here to protect as the Hellions looking to get some damage done. The SCVs have been pulled for TY as a lot of those... No. Yeah, I mean, he loses... he's losing so many SCVs right now. Holy cow, both sides losing a lot. Over here we see 9 SCVs being killed off from TY. Clem losing 10 SCVs. From a Reaper and a Banshee harassment. Both the Cyclones will eventually fall down here. No, the Cyclone survives. He gets the medevac. He's attacking his own Marauder. He's confused. Still trying to deal with everything at home. Eventually it looks like he does clean that up. He's able to get the Banshee and stuff, but TY able to hold on, and now we see Clem having to back up. And yeah, I mean, it looks like he wants to continue to push into this. Feels like he's in a good position, but he has to play this carefully. He does not want to overextend. And with 2 tanks out and that fresh Raven, he's going to be able to maybe lock down one if he holds out long enough. But both players are pushing out. The Marines and the Cyclone looking to get on top of the Raven. If Clem loses this Raven, it's going to be a tough day for him. And that looks like he will be able to keep it alive for the time being, but it is very, very low. He has enough to shut down one tank or throw down a couple of turrets. Yeah, that's really all he can do. He's gonna kill off a couple, but there's another attack that was going on in the main, able to kill off 5 with that Raven with the turret. So both players playing this very aggressively. Is able to get one of the tanks. Is CLEM, and still with the second turret, able to jump on top of this, able to get the second tank even. So very good pickup there, even able to kill off a couple of more SCVs in the process. And both players are playing a very scrappy game right now, having the same amount of stuff, and literally just pushing back and forth on each other. Third base coming down on both sides. And we will see them continue to try to macro this out. Now the Raven will be able to go home. We'll allow him to get a little bit more health regen. But this Ravens for TY still being very annoying. Getting a few more kills. That's 9 kills. Yeah, TY is supply blocked, however. He is finally making a depot, but that supply block is going to be very effective. Double Ravens still out for TY, just trying to do damage wherever he can. And yeah, I mean, both players are supply blocked pretty heavily. It's funny. There we go. Trying to push out more barracks. We do got that third base about finished up on both sides. Obviously, CLEMs will finish up first, and then we will see TYs shortly behind. Scans go out, just kind of see where everything is at. Hellions come over. Wants to see, you know, is there any other bases coming through? What do I need to be looking out for? And it looks like CLEM will go ahead and push to his third base. Wants to set up potentially, but TY is going to be the aggressor. We look at the tank count, evened up in the tanks, basically everything the same, but oh no, CLEM looking to go across the map at the same time. TY is already at his third base. Not looking good. Forces TY, or excuse me, CLEM to actually move back. Tank's going to siege up onto the middle ramp here. And CLEM in some trouble. He does have those Ravens, so could potentially kind of shut some of this down. But we'll see. It's just going to be a turret fest. SCV is getting pulled to get on top of the tanks. Another tank does go down. The Marines trying to get on top of this. Will eventually clean this up. Loses both the Ravens in the process. And yeah, loses 24 SCVs. CLEM in a desperation move will try to counterattack, but there's just a lot of stuff here for TY. CLEM trying to use those SCVs as a meat shield just to get on top of it. Does end up working out, but at what cost? Tank sieging up on the low ground here for CLEM as he does decide to go ahead and move forward. He can't move forward too much because of those tanks for TY. But seeing this go, does TY then have himself a little bit of an advantage? Ooh, gets the tank. There we go. Now, this does give opportunity for CLEM to start building up more and more SCVs, even though he loses another 6. Or did he lose a 6? Yeah, he can't. He has to tap out. Just instantly not able to get it. And TY will take game number 3. Or excuse me, game number 4. Tying it up 2-2. So there we go. Alright, game number 5. I'm interested to see kind of what ends up happening here. Both players have been back and forth, showing some really good strengths. There we go. Alright, so it's going to be Romanticide for the final map. Yeah, it's crazy because all games have been very very good, very tactical games, but it's just been they've been ending quick. It feels like we haven't really got into a late game situation. It feels like in this series. But let's go ahead, jump into the final map, and let's see what ends up happening in the bottom right in the blue. Give it up. It is TY. And in the top left in the red, give it up. It is CLEM. There we go. Alrighty, so game number 5 coming down here, and yeah, as we kind of look at it, like there have been multiple battles going on, but there's been like one big battle, and a lot of the preparation into that battle has been this kind of back and forth, and it's TVT in general, but of just, let me try to position my tank, let me move here, no, he's going to move forward, let me move this back, and really just trying to micromanage your army very, very well, and get that tactical advantage of, I've got the choke out better than you, I'm able to get set up before you, so now you have to kind of force yourself into me if you want to keep this going, right? So we see, you know, a lot of like base trade situations coming out on both sides, and it gets to the situation where you know, yeah, I can commit to this base trade, but if I'm not able to fully get it and you get a building out, then I'm going to lose. So do I then need to make sure I come back and defend? And so it's like we have these kind of halfway base trades that end up resulting in one of them having to kind of turn around, essentially. So, but game number 5, game whatever this is, no, game 5, we do see the factory coming down for TY. So far going to be a double barracks Reaper opening for CLEM. Behind it, going to take an expansion as well. Now the first Reaper is out for TY. He is going to see this Reaper coming, and they are going to continue to kind of harass as TY does take his own expansion as well. Behind it, he's going to have a Hellion, and this is going to be perfect against what TY is doing, right? TY is kind of going into this, not necessarily mass Marines, or excuse me, mass Reaper, but he is getting a handful and then going to just continue to put the pressure. But already we see TY with 2 Reapers. He's got that Hellion popping out now. CLEM not going to be able to do anything. He's just going to go home. And I think that's a smart choice, you know. Use those later for some scouting, maybe suicide them in later, and just keep tabs on your opponent. I think it's going to be the best situation there. Now, Bunker is coming out for CLEM. He does have a couple of Marines. And getting those additional like tech lab reactors and stuff will be good. Does the run on mine here from TY. Very nice. And I like this as well. He does have the starport done. He's got a medevac on the way. So it looks good. CLEM though, because he went into this double racks, he does not have enough to get the starport yet, so he's having to rely on this barracks factory tech. He's going to get a cyclone, which will help against, like, you know, the banshees that we've been seeing, against maybe a liberator. But TY going to be going into this kind of weird drop. He does have a mine, a Hellion, and a couple of Marines, which is already kind of weird, but given kind of how the opening was, I think it should be okay. Reaper 4 TY does, in fact, kind of push the front. Just wants to get some scouting off and keep it onto the front while the Widow Mine does actually burrow. SCVs get pulled. Oh, beautiful pickup there. Making sure that it does not go off. SCV's trying to return back. Does get a couple of hits, though. And we will actually see TY being forced back up at the same time. There is a Reaper in the main base. Eventually does get taken out, but 3 SCVs do end up falling. Not the best for what he was losing, but I guess it's better than nothing, right? And there comes the Cyclone, not able to get the medevac. And behind this, TY just going into Marines, going into tanks. He does have Stim on the way for CLEM, getting a third base behind this as well. And yeah, I mean, everything looking pretty good. Cyclone is on the prowl though, trying to find this this medevac, but I don't know where'd it go. It's right there. Yeah, so far a pretty clean game from both sides. Pretty much even, right? We see them both at basically 74 supply, having the same amount of units here. Now Stim is finishing up for CLEM. There we go. So he will have that Stim upgrade, while Stim is just now starting for TY, which is really odd, right? I mean, given that TY, I guess, went for a more tech-heavy route, he delayed that Stim quite a bit. And now look at this heavy push coming across the map. TY is doing a really good thing, just kind of keeping a lot of his units out, using it as vision. And CLEM is ready to attack, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does actually just go into the main with this. Given that there are tanks and bunkers apparently. There we go. Does get the kill. Automatically we see kind of a hey, I'm ready push. Hellion's going to see this coming as well, and I think he actually has to kind of forego this, right? Does want to go into the main, but I honestly, or excuse me, the third. Oh, and the Vikings, yeah. I mean, he has to just kind of watch how he does this. Third base is down, though, for CLEM. He's got a Cyclone up top for any kind of drops. And, yeah, I mean, he's kind of thrown away one or two, I guess, Marines just to kind of get in good position, but we'll see. CLEM continuing to put that pressure on, and behind this, just getting more tanks, getting those medevacs, and now starting up an armory. Being able to finish at +2 quicker is really going to help out CLEM, especially since, well, I guess they're both kind of even. It looks like TY will finish +1 a little bit quicker. But TY just does not have the unit composition right now. CLEM up to 65 army compared to the 48 here of TY. Will that play a big important role in this fight? Alright. Marines going to be stimming out, just trying to find, you know, any kind of loose cannons. So, nothing too crazy. We just see the rocks being broken down here for CLEM. And gonna throw down a fourth base. I like it. More barracks coming out from the Terran in the blue shorts. And yeah, I mean, right now TY playing very, very defensively. He is going to throw down his own fourth base behind this, as we see another big kind of move out coming out here from CLEM. Doesn't have any tanks with this army though. He's keeping all of it at home. Gets a scan off, wants to try to get some pick off, but not going to be enough. And I like this from CLEM. He's opening up the pathways. He's trying to make sure that if he does a parade push style, that he's going to be able to reinforce a lot quicker. And here come the Marines from TY, stimming forward. But again, there's so many tanks. We look at the tank count right now. It is 7 tanks to 7. But obviously, all of the tanks for CLEM are across the map at his own base. Ooh. Nice. Anti-armament missile going down on CLEM's army. We'll eventually be able to clean this up, and TY now can kind of start this parade push style if he wants to across the map. I mean, there's still tanks and stuff he's going to have to deal with, so he can't just push and win. But it opens up this opportunity, right? He has the tank count. He has the Marines. He is now maxed out. And, you know, as long as he doesn't just throw his army away, he should be more than okay. Liberator will be coming out to try to get on top of some of these tanks. Marine is there, but with the Viking support, oh man, he's going to try to... There we go. Looked like he was going to try to go for a wraparound, but not going to be enough. CLEM going to be, or excuse me, TY going to be trying to shut down the rocks over here as well. And yeah, I like it. Oh no, he catches it right as the tanks were on siege there. Very good pick off. And now TY slowly starting to push across. He's trying to get on top of this before CLEM can really do anything. And yeah, there was a planetary fortress down here, and the Marines going to be going up to the north. A couple of more Liberators to hold this down. At the same time, some Marines coming down to the third base. We see some more looking to go potentially into the main. No, he's just going to go ahead and drop to the third. Start cleaning that up. At the same time, he has the pressure. All of the tanks for CLEM are actually stuck here. And he's going to pull the SCVs. He's going to pull the boys at the same time. Looks like this third base will go down. The Marines and a tank going to try to help out down here at the bottom. And TY has this on lockdown. Oh no, all of the medevacs going to die. Okay, he's able to get those out. 24 SCVs have fallen. And all of the SCVs, all the Marines coming down here will be able to pick off the tanks. Still some Marines being left over here from TY as we see him continuing to parade push across the map now. As he is starting to push into this. Has TY done it? 38 SCVs have gone down. Liberator will eventually fall. The Vikings will potentially land here. And the Marines going to work on both sides. There is a tank going to siege up onto the ramp. As it looks like TY will push back. But he's got to be careful here that he doesn't overextend. Going to pick up and move back. Go to the tanks here maybe? Or does he just regroup? I think he just regroups at this point. GG's. And TY takes the game. GG's.